Hello everyone, we are once again at the end of another month here at the end of May, kind of start of summer. With that, our stats are available through the end of April 2025. So let's get into the numbers for Winter Haven, Florida. So Winter Haven saw 83 closed sales in April 2025. That's compared to 82 a year ago, an increase of 1.2%. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, Winter Haven saw 25.3% of all sales be cash sales. That's compared to 24.4% a year ago. That is an increase of 3.7%. The median sales price in Winter Haven is $275,000. That's compared to $307,490. That's a big decrease of 10.6% over a year ago. So definitely saw home prices drop pretty significantly in Winter Haven. Average sales price $291,226. That's compared to $325,302. Also a decrease of 10.5%. So both average and median sales price dropped about 10.5%. The median percent of original list price that sellers are receiving is 95.3%. That's compared to 97.1% a year ago. That's a decrease of 1.9%. The median time to contract is 54 days. That's compared to 34 days a year ago. That is an increase of 58.8%. So it is taking significantly longer for homes to sell this past April than it did last April. Median time to sale, 90 days compared to 77 days, an increase of 16.9%. New pending sales, 104 new pending sales. That's compared to 104 new pending sales last year. So that remained the same. New listings, 133 new listings compared to 147 a year ago. That's a decrease of 9.5%. Pending inventory, 135 compared to 129 a year ago. That's an increase of 4.7%. Active inventory, 460 homes of all types available in Winter Haven compared to 385 a year ago. That's an increase of 19.5%. And finally, month supply of inventory, we are at 5.4 month supply of inventory compared to 5.1 month supply of inventory a year ago. That's an increase of 5.9% and signifies movement towards a balanced and very soon probably a buyer's market. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit about what all this means for you moving forward. So this month we saw pretty significant price decreases in both Winter Haven and Polk County. And I think that is largely due to the fact that buyers are still sitting on the sidelines for the most part. We've seen an increase of inventory, which means the buyers that are out there have more options. And so the homes are sitting longer. And as homes sit longer, the price will decrease because sellers will drop the price due to inactivity. And some will drop it just because they're in a hurry. And so that's the only way to get it to sell quickly. This is probably the first month where we saw a double-digit decrease in home prices for Winter Haven. I think this is still a short-term situation. I don't believe this is the beginning of a crash. I think a lot of what we're seeing is still being impacted by high mortgage rates and also still the uncertainty with the economy. I don't even think it's about the tariffs in and of themselves and what they're going to do to the economy. It's the up and down. The tariffs are on, the tariffs are off. The tariffs are on, the tariffs are off. The market goes up, the market goes down. I'm going to talk about the stock market now. And all this uncertainty and volatility is what keeps people on the sidelines. So I think even if there were some stability in the economy, we would start to see buyers come back. Every time there seems to be a period of stability, the buyers start to come back to the market. Most buyers are no longer waiting for a 3% interest rate because I think most realize now that that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. I do think there's quite a number, though, that are waiting on interest rates to drop below 6%, and I still think that's probably a few months away. But it really depends on what happens with the economy and if we get some stability. Instability means that people are going to hold on to their money because they don't know what to expect. Are a lot of people going to lose their jobs? You know, if there's a recession, that may happen. And they want to have savings to fall back on in case that does happen. So people get very conservative with their money when the economy is uncertain and volatile. When they can know and plan for what's happening more or less, they're going to be more willing to spend, and especially spend on big ticket items like cars and ultimately real estate. So I think that's what's happening in the market. If you're a buyer and you can afford to buy, this is actually one of the best times to buy because sellers are going to negotiate with you. They're going to lower their costs. You can negotiate the price. They're going to offer seller concessions. So they're going to offer you money for closing costs. They're going to offer you money to pay down your interest rate. And you have a lot of options. So you can have your pick of houses because there is a lot of inventory right now. If you wait until mortgage rates go down, that's what everyone else is doing. And so now you're going to see an increase in competition for those homes. That's going to drive prices up. And when sellers don't need to, when there's not as much, when there's more buyers for homes, sellers are not incentivized to negotiate, and they're not incentivized to give closing cost assistance or money towards buying your rate down. So those are some things to be aware of. One of the areas where there's a real opportunity right now, and I've said this in a lot of videos, is in new home construction. And the reason for that is the builders are building, and there's a lot of construction in our area. If you're driving around, you've seen it. And those builders do not want homes to sit for very long. The longer they sit, the more money they lose. So they're willing to discount a home pretty significantly in order to get it moving, because once the home is built, they've spent all the costs or their expenses on that house. They want to recoup as much as they can as quickly as they can so they can go on and build the next house. And so they're going to keep their inventory moving, and they will drop prices in order to do so. At least most of the tract builders will. The big D.R. Hortons, Lennars, KB, and all of those builders will generally do that. I'm seeing builders drop prices 30, 40, 50,000 off of what it was originally listed for to get it moving. I'm seeing builders offer all of your closing costs. I'm seeing builders offer rate buy downs to 5%, 4.99. I think I've even seen a 3.99. So there's a lot of opportunity there for you if you're open to new construction. And they're even incentivizing realtors with how much commission they're offering if a realtor brings a buyer to a builder. So do want to remind you that if you do go to new home construction, please go with representation. Bring your own realtor with you. Hopefully it's me if you're looking in the area, but builders, sales agents are representing the builder. They are not representing you. And there are too many times where that has not worked out well for a home buyer. You want to have someone looking out for your interests. It does not cost you any more. Most of the builders would prefer that you have your own representation anyway. It's already built into their budgets. The other nice thing about going new construction is you don't have to worry about whether your agent is being paid by the seller, because in most instances they are. There's a few builders out there that don't, but most of them do. So you don't even have to worry about whether you're going to have to come up with your realtor's compensation. So those are some things to be watching out for as we head into the summer season. I know school just ended here in Polk County, so I expect families to start looking now. Now's the prime time for them to move before school starts again in the fall. So the next couple months, there's an opportunity for sellers out there to get your home sold, but you might have to be aggressive on your pricing in order to get it to sell quickly. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd love to answer them for you. And if you do know of anyone looking to buy or sell in Central Florida, please reach out to. Remember, you can't miss with Chris, And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you on here. Have a great day, everybody.